All right. Well, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, my love. Can you believe it is already the weekend? We've got 4th of July tomorrow. What up? Happy 4th of July, listeners.
Happy 4th. Well, today's episode, we are going to have a lot of fun. It's a Days of Our Lives recap episode. Woo-hoo. And I can't believe we only have around 9 or 10 of these left before Wilson makes their departure. And this week, there's a lot of stuff we want to talk about. Sal and Lamon became the first African-American couple to be married on Days of Our Lives in 54 years on screen, which I want to talk about.
Okay.
Will and Sonny's storyline is picking up, which is going to be really interesting. We're on 4 times next week, so things are getting really meaty, which is going to be a lot of fun. There's also reports that our executive producer, one of the executive producers, Greg Meng, was fired. So what does that mean? And number 3 or number 4 or 6, wherever I'm at on my list, I also heard that Days is going to resume production September 1st.
Wow.
So I don't know many details about that, but I do want to talk about that as well as cover a lot of what happened this week, and we do have questions from the fans as well. So make sure to comment below and let us know if you have any questions about the show in general so we can answer them for you during these recaps. So it'll be really good. But welcome everyone to the Freddie and Alyssa Show. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, like, comment, all that fun YouTube stuff. We've been putting up videos for a couple years now. We've got vlogs, we've got interviews, we have one-off videos. So do a little friendly stalking, if you will, afterwards. And we would absolutely love it if you would just subscribe and take that half a second. We are on a mission to hit 100K subs here on YouTube, and that opens up a lot of extra features for us to continue to grow this channel and bring you epic content. So if you can take that half a second and just tap that subscribe button, we're nearing 20,000. We're a fifth of the way there, and we are grinding, and it's thanks to all of you. So thank you so much for your support. Also, if you haven't noticed, we are rocking, well, we have a pretty dresser shirt today, but I've got the Freddie and Alyssa Show official merch. So we have a couple t-shirts, and we're going to be expanding our merch line probably every month moving forward. We have a lot of fun surprises coming for you, but you can check that out in the description below. And I want to give a shout out to the 2 Kellys. 2 Kellys today. Kelly Ackner and Kelly Olson became producers of the Freddie and Alyssa Show. And it's been about 6 to 7 weeks, 8 weeks now almost, and I want to just give everyone who's brand new or who haven't heard this information before, we have opened up the Freddie and Alyssa Show to producers.
Yes.
And YouTube is what allows that to happen. YouTube has a monthly subscription model that you can gain access to more of our content, and it's $9.99 a month if you want to contribute a little cash money. And for your hard-earned money and contribution, we're going to give you so many cool things, from exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and it all happens in a community tab. So it's all right here on YouTube, and we get to do a lot of behind the scenes, and we've been doing that now for the past 6 weeks. So there's a lot of videos. We even caught you reading an email, and we put it on camera. We do behind the scenes. We're pitching a show, and we have the trailer for that. So we put a lot of things out in this community page that's private, because we obviously can't put everything out to the public. We have to kind of watch what we do. But in that producer community page, we're able to share a lot. So if you can't get enough of the Freddie and Alyssa Show, there's a lot of cool content in there that you can check out. And we're doing a live for the producers only on July 12th right here on YouTube, which we even haven't announced yet, but we're going to be doing it. But we talk a lot about, we answer your questions, we talk a lot about the behind the scenes of the show and a lot of the business stuff of it, and how your contribution and how your input is really helping us grow the show. So you can check that out in the link below if you want to test out being a producer here and helping us grow the show. That would be cool. And last but not least, our sponsor, Reset. Reset. Not today, stress. Not tonight, stress. Calm and unwind. I think more than ever, it is important to take care of yourself, your immunity, get your sleep, take your vitamins, take your supplements, and Reset has a 2-week regimen that just really helps you with stress relief, helps you with immunity, and they are new partners of our podcast, and we appreciate them so much. These are all natural supplements, caffeine-free, melatonin-free, sourced from natural ingredients. They're vegan, GMO-free. They're made right here in the United States, and it's known to ease stress, help with the nervous system, build your immunity, and promote relaxation. So I think a good diet, exercise, coupling it with Reset and all your other vitamins is going to help you stay strong and healthy and relaxed during these times, which we all need. A little love, a little kindness, a little relaxation, and productivity all mixed together. So if you want to go to R3Set, R3Set.com, you can type in NoStressFA at checkout and receive 10% off and you can give it a try. They even have a little coating of citrus. What is it? Yeah, citrus mint and lavender mint. So it goes down. It's not like that chalky supplement usually. It's actually like a really great experience even taking it. So you'll enjoy it. Check them out. But I want to hop into Days of Our Lives this week because...
Take a breath. You've been going since we started this pod. Take a breath, take a sip of water, and let's discuss Days, because there is a lot going on in general in the Days universe.
I know.
A lot.
Well, it all started, I don't know if you saw my one-off video, but they were cleaning the sets of Days of Our Lives. They were empty, which now that I can say this now because they've reported that they're coming back. When I first heard it, I was thinking, you're going to clean and break down all of those sets and clean it? It didn't look good.
Yeah.
You know, I was either like, it's either we're going to be canceled or they really are just going to clean it and they're going to build new sets and build it in a way that can accommodate for working in these conditions.
Well, they probably got the green light that they were going to schedule to go back in September. And then they started to do that. They're like, okay, let's sanitize everything, all the sets, take everything out. You can't be too careful.
And I'm sure there's certain areas or sets that they won't have anymore because there's going to be too many people. Because if you think about something like the Horton Town Square, you always have to have atmosphere in the background, extras. So if you think about it, why have them meet in a Horton Town Square where you have to have 5 additional extras walking in the background? That's 5 additional people when you can just meet in the exterior of the Brady Pub and have no one.
What a bummer for all of the background who's worked there for years is that, though, because they probably won't use that.
I doubt
for
it.
a long time, unfortunately.
That's probably one of the changes they're going to make.
I saw another soap opera was doing blow-up dolls. Did you hear about that?
Well, I mean, I think it's just the term.
You're like, what?
Why blow-up dolls? Why not just say they're going to have mannequins or they're going to have dolls, blow-up dolls?
I think that's what it was that really, I go, huh.
I think I would pay money to see someone like Martsoff or Galen or Brian Datillo do a scene with a blow-up doll just to watch them. Not in a love scene. I just mean like there's one sitting at the dining table and they walk in and have a conversation. It just cuts to the doll.
Oh, gosh. Well, I wonder if they're going to do the scenes where you guys are truly, 6 feet apart, social distancing. Like if someone's standing on the couch, someone else is standing, and they just have those shots back and forth. You never see them close? I don't know.
Well, I think that the other thing, it kind of contradicts itself, because if you're going to test, then you don't need to social distance.
True.
So unless they're just going extra safe where it's like, well, we're going to test, but there could be a false positive or a false negative, so let's stay far apart. And I even think, too, which is interesting, with Greg Meng, I think he said something online about the worst thing, just yesterday before the news came out that he was fired, that the worst thing we could do is come back too early and then have to shut down because someone gets sick.
Well, that makes me wonder, maybe he was in, butting heads with the head, and he's like, no, you can't go back in September, and they're like, no, we're going to. Maybe it strategically came out that he said that, and maybe that's why he's fired. I don't know. They just didn't give any reasons, but...
Well, it's also, you don't really know what the term means. Even with me and Chandler, we were technically fired, but fired sounds like I've made this joke before that we were stealing office supplies. We weren't fired. I doubt Greg Meng was showing up late, or like me and Chandler were showing up late. We were just let go. Oh. So I don't know what I don't think it was anything bad. Like, who knows? I think it's just a term that's clickable, but I'm sure he wasn't fired and stormed out of a meeting and grabbed all his paperwork in his box and left. I'm sure there was some sort of, hey, this is what we can either pay now, or hey, this is the direction I want to go. And he goes, I can't get behind that. It was probably a creative decision, or Maybe. It was a financial one.
Maybe not, though. We don't know.
I can't even speculate because I never even got the real answer of why we were let go as actors. And it's me, let alone trying to speculate of why an executive producer would be let go.
You never even really got the phone call. You found out through a script.
Yeah.
So, and then if you think about that too, even though you weren't specifically let go for a reason, like, stealing office supplies, you were still technically fired. So it's all just a very interesting industry, I suppose, because it's not black and white. There's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder if we will find out more. Probably not. I feel like...
Depends on what they want to put out.
Yeah.
Because you also have to do the PR aspect of it. You know, even if you look at someone like Chandler and I, what were they going to say?
Right.
The political correct thing to say, or if this is even the truth, is, hey, we cycle through characters all the time. People come and go. And Will and Sonny have had a 9-year run.
Yeah.
So we're just going to rest your character for 6 months. We have new storylines that we want to integrate, and then we're going to bring you back. Mm-hmm. That would have been a cool message, and it would be cool politically. But if it was, hey, we don't want to continue with the storyline, which I doubt, or it was a money thing, you know, what made it that we were on the board?
Right.
Like, if you really go down the checklist, there's really no reason why we would be picked. If it was a money decision, it shouldn't have been us, because we add so much value to the show with the awards and for the online fan base and all of that. So it almost, the only thing that makes sense is that they rested the characters. Mm-hmm. So for our instance, it just seems there was nothing malicious. We showed up on time. We went straight to tape. We saved them money. We grew a huge fan base. It couldn't have been anything that we did. It truly just has to be, who do you want to write for? And they're like, I just don't know what to write for Sonny and Will right now. Let's just have them as go for a break and focus on that.
But then it could just be a higher up decision, like Suits, who are just looking at a bunch of people and they're like, it's business. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? It probably...
I think that's what it was, yeah.
You just don't know.
Because we were just treated like, hey, like everybody else, like we have to let you go for a while.
Yeah.
But yet again, we had such a strong storyline. We built such a strong
presence and audience
that I have a feeling that we'll be back. But I also heard they have scripts written until December. So if we weren't in that initial... Because the only thing I heard through the grapevine is that we might be back in summer. And that was before the 5.5-month break they took off. So if that's going to push us, then that would probably push us to like February, that we'd have to wait to come back. But if they're going to rewrite the scripts, rewrite the scenes, who knows?
Who knows?
So we'll keep everyone up to date on all of that. But in the meantime, we still are airing, so it doesn't look like they're going to have a lapse. It looks like if they go back September, they'll be able to make sure they don't miss a beat. So No Days fans will miss
any storylines.
They'll never take a break because they're going to get back in time. And that's as long as the cases stay safe. That's the other thing. It's not guaranteed because we don't know. God forbid there's a huge spike and they might just go look, or what happens on the other sets.
Well, then I saw Stacey Hyduk on Instagram. She went and got a COVID test because I think she said she booked a independent role in a movie, and so they're doing the testing beforehand. I mean, who knows the exact guidelines, but production's kind of trying to start, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm curious what her experience is going to be like shooting that as well.
Well, I think the whole narrative is what's got to change, because until there's an actual cure, which could be never, we're always going to be at risk for this. And you can't just
even when there's a cure, a lot of people won't want the cure. So, you know, it goes so many different ways. I don't know the answer for this.
Yeah, it almost just has to become how we used to talk about everything else, where you're like, oh, so-and-so needed to take the week off. They're not feeling well. And that's just what it is. But it's so dangerous to the vulnerable. That's why it's different. But we don't have to unpack all this. I don't want to talk about the boogie man. But
the boogie man. Well, let's get back to Days stuff, because what a week in the show.
Well, things are heating up with Sonny and Will. And also, too, how cool for Sal and Lamon.
I know.
They're great.
They're amazing.
They're great together.
They did so wonderful.
They look great. It was interesting because people also texted me about James Reynolds and Renee Jones. They were married back in the day, but they were married off screen.
Oh.
So Sal and Lamon were the first African-American couple to be married on screen, not off screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool.
And
she looks so pretty.
Props to Days, how the timing. Talk about timing.
Hey.
Because they filmed that, 7 months ago?
Very, very cool.
So that's going to be good. But that's what's going on, in the world with Days. And then when it comes to the storyline, this baby thing's just... next week there's 4 episodes, which I think we're going to get a lot more information.
Yes.
But...
So if anyone hasn't caught up this week yet on Days, Will and Sonny, this guy right here, are looking to adopt Will's sister's baby. They want it more than anything, and they're so sweet. And they also brought up a lot of really good, thoughtful conversation just about, what happens if she does say yes, and then will she be in the baby's life, and how do you feel about it? Just a lot of really good questions that they talked out on screen that I really thought was just a great scenes,
Yeah.
around the whole topic. So I really hope they get the baby. Because right now, what's the sister's name? Allie. She is thinking of giving the baby to Rafe from what we see. Rafe was her stepdad.
At one point,
At one point.
Or raised her. I don't know.
And and so she was basically saying you'd be the perfect dad to this baby. But that was before she knew that you guys wanted to adopt. And that was the whole cliffhanger at the end of the week's episode where Will and Sonny are like, we want to adopt your baby.
Yeah.
And she had that look.
What is she going to say?
What
is she going to say? And I got to work with Greg Vaughn. I think it was the only time I've ever worked with him.
Really?
I think one other time I knocked on the door at the end of an episode like years ago, and he opened it, and I was like, is Will here? And he just either said no or looked at me, and that was it. So we actually got to work together. And because I think that's one of the biggest questions that I get, who would you have liked to work with? And I think at this point, I've worked with everybody. I think Greg Vaughn and Ari Zucker were the only two that I haven't worked with a lot. And Ari I worked with about a year ago.
Yeah.
In the Kiriakis mansion. I think the Days fans will remember that. And then now with Greg Vaughn. So I don't think there's anyone I haven't worked with who's been on the actual show for a while.
So interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably always fun to have a new person to work with that you don't normally get to.
Yeah.
New energy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just different. Yeah. It makes it different. But then it's also, it's all the same, really.
You're a little more nervous because you're like, I haven't worked with you before.
Yeah, but it depends. Someone like Greg Vaughn's character, him and I as characters don't really have a relationship that it's Will's uncle, but
yeah,
the fact that it's different if you have to play a love interest,
right?
Or it's your if they cast a brother, you would imagine that the chemistry has to be there.
Of course.
So someone like Greg Vaughn, because our characters wouldn't really be more than just how we are.
Pressure,
like, hey,
really.
What's up? How are you?
Huh.
But a brother or a lover would be different. And then one other thing before I get to these questions, I thought it was really interesting because I'm super strange about if someone could get hurt. So if I see like a nail on the road, I have to kick it along so it's up against the curb. If I see, like water in the elevator, it makes me so nervous because I wouldn't want to hear in our building someone scream and I go, I saw the dripped water on the floor and now this person broke their leg and why didn't I just wipe it up?
Yes.
So during that scene, I remember specifically because I'm never in that set, when me and Chandler walked in, because when they put sets together, they do this even when you're putting like hardwood floor and carpet together in a house. Mm-hmm. There's like a strip so that there's not an unevenness and they kind of blend it together.
Yeah.
But that strip was up in the air where someone could have, if they slid their foot, would have got it caught under it.
Huh.
And we could have fell. So the whole time we were doing those scenes, I was thinking to myself, who do I tell about this? Because I don't want someone later to get hurt. Oh. So as soon as the scene were done, I found the stage manager. I was like, can you tell someone to fix this? I don't want someone to get hurt. Oh. And if you rewatch the scene when we first walk in, you can see I glance down so I don't trip.
No one else tripped.
Someone's foot could have got caught.
Hey.
I'm just looking out.
That's
I'm just
my
looking
guy.
out for
You
people. Really
are. Now that I think of that, you're always making sure.
A couple questions that I got. I write like shorthand because I was like, I'll remember the question. But the first question I got was, why are the sets not crowded? And I think that's just the fact of, yet again, another budgeting thing. You would hope that they would fill the entire Brady pub with people.
Oh.
Because even the production value would probably look more, but then you got to pay the atmosphere, or the Horton Town Square if it's filled with atmosphere and filled with extras. So I think it's more of a cost thing.
But isn't this a small town, per se?
It is.
So maybe it's just kind of relaxed.
It is, but I look at it on the sense that...
money.
And there's also, they can't afford something to go wrong in the background where you have to redo a scene. So if you have 3 people walking through, you can say, hey, you walk through. If you have 20 extras and then 2 people bump into each other or someone talks, then all of a sudden they have to say cut, and then you have to redo a scene. So I think it's just easier to work. It's more succinct.
Makes sense.
And that's why they do that. So that's why it's not crowded. The fight scenes. Anytime there's a fight scene, is it choreographed? Do you really get slapped? How does that work? I've had a couple fight scenes. The punches are always awkward. But I remember the best fight scene I've ever had was me and Blake Barris back in the day in the coffee shop. And him and I got into it. And I was actually pretty bummed. They cut a lot of the scene out.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I think I remember that correctly. So why would I make that up?
Of the fight scene?
Yeah.
Or, really?
I think it was a little much.
Maybe it didn't look as...
Because he smashed me into the window. He drugged me across the bar.
I feel like I remember this. This was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
And you choreograph all that. Even the little scenes, like back when we were on the island where Christopher Sean put a knife to my throat.
Yeah.
And you choreograph all that stuff because Terry, he's the lead stunt coordinator. He's amazing. Yeah. He's just always a great energy. He brings food.
Yeah.
And so you'll go there, and just after blocking, if it's a simple punch, they'll just show punch off camera.
Yeah.
If it's a slap. I think most of the time with the slapping, I would be pretty cool to be slapped. Some actors will allow that, and you just want to get it with the fingers touching because you never want to take a slap where it hits your eardrum or something. But if you can swipe and at least catch some fingers, it'll allow you to react correctly.
Yeah. So
I would like something like that. I can't remember when Gabby smacked me for my actual Emmy win years ago, if she really did, but I'm assuming she did. Maybe not.
I mean, wouldn't you kind of just be like, hey, I'm in it, let's go?
Yeah, as long as they hit you right.
It's not, yeah.
I'll tell you one more crazy story. There was another scene where I broke into some warehouse or something, and I had this rubber pipe. And the actor who had someone kidnapped had something on his back. And the same thing I had when Blake was pushing me up against things. They put this brace on you so you can really take a good hit. You don't feel it. Your knees are covered, so if you fall to your knees, it doesn't hurt. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to hit him on this back brace, and you have to hit it at a certain angle. So on camera, it looks like I hit him in the head. Well, in the heat of the moment, I hit him in the back brace, but I didn't do it far enough out, and it caught his ear. And I remember I felt so bad. And this was back when I was younger, but you do have mistakes like that.
Of course.
I remember when Susan fell down the stairs in the Kiriakis mansion, there was a stunt woman who came in and fell down the stairs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Some people know how to fall down stairs. Even when I believe Haley fell down the stairs, when they shot that, a stunt person falls down the stairs. They know how to fall.
That's so crazy.
So it's all choreographed, but yet again, if there's a fight scene, a love scene, or a group scene, it's time consuming.
Well, you're not going to have to worry about that probably for a long time. Anyone shooting on any show for that matter.
Yeah.
You can't have too many people. It's going to be a lot of one-on-one scenes, I would assume. And
you can make it work, and you're going to have more time. Because anytime you look on the schedule and you see, so-and-so's in a robe, candle lit, I'm like, this is going to take forever.
But think about, even the scenes we watched with you this week. It was mostly Will and Sonny. Okay, 2 people. Then you had the uncle. You guys were all pretty separate. It wasn't too crazy. It could easily be done.
Just the fighting, the lovemaking, and the group scenes.
All the drama out.
Yeah, all the drama. You can do it between people.
That's true, too.
So they'll have to rework that. So we'll see. But
give me the next question. That's not for me.
Well, you noticed this today. There's 2 more. The replaying of the scenes and the reshoots.
Yes. It was so funny because in the first episode at the very end, Will and Sonny were talking to Will's uncle, and he said, yeah, we want to adopt the baby. And he was just really, caught, he had no idea that you guys were going to say that. And then I noticed the next episode we watched, there were more lines and a different reaction. I was like, wait.
Well, that happens because that was a cliffhanger. So the cliffhanger, I'm sure they'll do the same thing on Monday with Allie. You know how we want to adopt your baby, and she goes,
That's that look, yeah.
But
even when she talked to Rafe, too, they redid that scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
Well, they do it because if you're going to cliffhang it, it makes people come back. And then if you just continue the cliffhanger, people are like, wait, what happened? But as the actor, there's times we'll do a 2-page scene and we're like, all right, we're done. And then the next day you have to redo the same exact scene except add one line. Like, I'm sure that scene with Allie on Monday will be, we want to adopt your baby. And she's going to go, really? And we're going to be like, yeah. So what do you think? That's all it'll be.
So then does hair and makeup, do they do like continuity photos to make sure you guys look identical, same like hair, makeup? I can only imagine for women too with makeup that'd be a little different.
Yeah, we call those direct pickups. So if you have a direct pickup, there's you can't change anything.
Got it.
But if I finish the scene and let's say we left the apartment and it's still the same day, but I could potentially get a haircut because Sonny could have left, got a haircut, and then went to Uncle Vic later that day. As long as he wasn't, you're not going to get a haircut if someone just got, was in the hospital.
I remember back in the day, you used to have direct pickups, but it was between, like, you'd have a hiatus in the middle. So you'd be, like, upset that you couldn't grow your beard or go get a tan because you would have... am I making that up, or is that correct?
No, that happens, yeah. You'll have a direct... Maybe not even direct, but it's the same day.
And you're like, I can't go get tan. Like, if you were going on vacation or something.
When we left for Thanksgiving. When we left for Thanksgiving, before our 9-week break, before I went back for my 6 episodes, it was a cliffhanger.
Oh, God. It's horrible.
Kinda. It was a cliffhanger in the sense that that my storyline, I remember thinking, I'm going to come back because the storyline wasn't resolved. And I'll let you all know what I meant, what was the last episode we filmed before I went back for those final 6. But if they would have known, hey, we're going to take a break for 10 weeks. Let's wrap these up,
right? So
that people can come back and maybe just make it a few weeks or a month later in the show. Right. But no, it's the direct pickup. Not direct, but it's the same day.
Okay.
So you can't grow a beard or anything like that.
That is so crazy. And then I know Days kind of lets you guys not improvise, but if it's not, they're not super strict on word for word, right? So do they have like a script supervisor who looks for direct pickups at exactly what you guys said? No. So because I think
you're not gonna know.
No.
Now that I'm calling attention to it, people will notice, but for the most part we say the same thing and I try to say it in the same way.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of times that it's not as simple as, because with Will and Sonny and Allie, it was as if the scenes were just picking up.
Right.
So you're kind of like, hey, so what do you think? It just started. There's time direct pickups happen where you're just like, I can't believe you did this, and you cheated on me, and we're done. End on Friday. And then you go on for the weekend, then you're back on Monday, and it's like you don't even get to do all the episode work. It's just the last scene that you built up to for an hour of work.
Oh, no.
You have to start on Monday at 8:45 in the morning. And you cheated on me, and we're done. Are you really? Yes, you're a bastard.
Life
aren't
of an actor.
Aren't you all glad I don't act like that?
So crazy. All the makings of a show. There's a lot that goes into it.
Even when my mom on the show passed away, I remember doing, those weren't all on the same day. So there's times you get yourself in such a somber mood and you're crying and you're feeling like I could keep going. And then you go home and you live your life. You wake up, you go to work. Hey, what's up? Getting makeup done again today. And hey, we're up and what's going on? And oh yeah, that's right. My mom died.
Okay, let's get into this.
Okay, I get sad again. And you have to get sad again.
It's funny. Sal shared a little behind the scenes clip, like a blooper, if you will, of when they were shooting the wedding scene. And you could tell that they were in the heat of whatever the dialogue was, emotional. And then they paused for a minute and they were going to go again. And Lamon was saying, yeah, okay, I'll lead you and I'll do this. He's getting ready. And then she had to pause again because she's like, wait, he's got a little something in his nose. And so they had to run and everyone's laughing and get, tissue and stuff. But here they are about to do probably this really emotional thing. And then everyone's laughing, having a good time. And they're like, okay, wait, let's get back into it.
Yeah.
So it can really take you out of it for a sec. But as an actor, to really get that emotion going and you're right there, you're like, I just want to get through this and get this done. And, but they did. They crushed it. So holla.
Yeah. If there's emotion like tears, that's the only thing that I get stressed about, because if you're feeling another emotion, you have to be a blank slate to feel sad.
Yeah.
If I'm irritated and I just got off the phone or I'm just mad about something, I can easily be upset and go, oh, Will, Like, I love you. Have I told you how much I love you? Easy, even though I'm pissed.
Yeah.
But to be sad, you have to be fully in it. So if you're irritated, frustrated, distracted, you can't get to tears. Mm-hmm. So there's that added pressure on, I have to fake cry. Well, really make myself cry. And then also keep my mind blank so that I'm not thinking of the phone call I got to make after work or the thing I'm, blah, 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 blah. So.
Oh, life.
Life and, yeah. But the last question was a solo storyline for Sonny. And I feel like he has never had a solo storyline. All these years, there was never something Sonny was doing alone that didn't involve other people.
Interesting.
There was a little bit when I wanted to become the CEO. That was a little bit about me. But in general, the thing that I thought that was a bird.
There was something.
He shook his ear. I was like, "Is that a flapping bird in our house?" But
he's okay.
But my what I would love to do, if and when we get this call back, is I would love for Sonny to just go through something, like lose himself, and watch that spiral down effect hit rock bottom, and then have to build himself back up.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Because you even saw it today. Like I feel Will could say, like, "Are you okay if we adopt this baby?" Yeah,
whatever
absolutely. Do you want to get a dog? I mean, I'd rather have a cat, but we'll get a dog. And if Will just goes, "Hey, I'd like to have a relationship open and involve other people." Hey, whatever you want.
Well, they've just made Sonny such a lovable, amazing, wonderful human, and for whatever reason, that's just who he is.
But that works maybe in a movie. But it's been 9 years, almost 900 episodes. You can afford 100 episodes of a rock bottom and climb back out because it teaches you more about the person.
Yeah. Of course it does. For whatever reason, though. But when they've given you, some cool storylines, like even with Brock, what was his character's name?
Evan/Christian.
Evan/Christian. Like those jail scenes and stuff. Like, I just love seeing you do that.
But it's all because of someone else. His character's making me feel that way. Maggie, when I thought she killed my mom, she made me feel that way. When I found out that Will might have been driving, he made me feel that way. Yeah. It's never Sonny going, "Life is hard. Let me do some drugs."
Because he's a level-headed, responsible individual.
Or he's like gets hit in the head and all of a sudden he becomes irrational and he wants to start taking over the Kiriakis mansion and he's making bad decisions and his personal bad decisions is causing pain and angst in his life and it's affecting his dad. It's affecting Will. And then all of a sudden everyone's just like, "Yo, like what's going on with you?" And he's like, "Shut up. I'm doing me. Like I'm sorry I have to be perfect all the time." Like where is that part of him where people have that in life, where he gets depressed and he's laying on the couch and he's not dressed in a suit and he's just sitting there and he's got potato chips on his chest and he's eating them.
I'm dead.
And he's yelling at Ari to go do her homework or she's going to amount to nothing like her mother.
Oh my God.
And then he has to later apologize because he was rude about his comment, but it's been boiling deep inside of him. And then she cries and now she's got issues and we have to work her through those.
No.
And she runs away and then she goes lives with Uncle Eric.
Wow.
And then she doesn't like Nicole. I don't know if he's with Nicole or not.
Grade A soap opera story. It'd be kind of cool if Sonny ran for office because he kind of is like that poster child, but then there's a lot of drama behind the scenes.
But it still happens to him.
I know, that's true. Well,
I wanted to run for mayor at one point, and now I'm like, all it's going to do is make me have to go set to set. I'm going to have to give long monologue speeches in front of a big group. You know what?
Well, you'd have to get hired first before we have this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get confused or get it twisted, guys.
That's true. I speak so positively about it into the world that people even message me like, "Wait, so you are coming back?" I'm like, "No, I'm just thinking about it."
That's so funny. Manifesting, baby.
Manifesting. Yeah, because I'd love at least one more year. At least a year would be nice, just to kind of know.
What's meant to be in life will be, my love.
But that's how it always is.
Something else.
Yeah, I can see it going both ways. I can see me going back in September or February and being like, "Oh, okay, that break was interesting," or never going back and being like, "That's what it was."
Or something else happens in like 2021, and you're like, "Oh, that's why I didn't go back."
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
But it's not the ball's not in my court right now.
It isn't. So kind of a silly combo to get heated about.
You would think me and Greg Meng would make natural allies now.
Thanks, so Greg. Where are you going next?
Yeah. You looking to build a team? I am interested.
I'm not only an actor.
Yeah. I'm really good at cleaning windows. I'm good at organizing.
I'm a podcaster.
I can act. Yeah. I have many different abilities. I can bring you coffee.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll see. So, but anyway.
Good times.
Good times. That was a very, very quick.
I know.
It felt fast, but we've been talking for a while.
I have so much fun on these little recap vids.
I know.
They're a good time.
So, but thank you everyone for stopping by. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend, and then we'll be back with another episode here in a couple days. We'll catch you up on everything that's going on in life, but we like to dedicate our Fridays to Days of Our Lives recaps while we still have them, while Wilson's still grinding. And so we appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe.
And if you have any questions, leave them below.
Leave them below, and we'll answer them next week. All right, everyone. Have a good one.